Berlin on Friday admitted a no-deal Brexit would complicate trade for Germany and the European Union. Finance Minister Olaf Scholz claimed the German industrial sector would struggle to adapt to a return of border checks between the EU and Britain because of the deep commercial integration built up since 1974. Speaking to Bloomberg, the top German minister said, "If we look at the industrial sector and if you look at trade, it's much more complicated to have a solution for something which could be a hard Brexit. I think this should not be underestimated if we look at the economic development of the UK or also of the European continent, because the world is a little bit different, as most of the populace thinks. It's already a global world and there are supply chains that are going all over the world and especially within the European Union, with no borders, and all the possibilities and chances and opportunities coming from that," Mr. Scholz added. "No one is prepared for a situation with a border between the United Kingdom and the European Union." The minister's dire assessment comes days after German firms revealed they're beginning to panic because of the fatal consequences of a hard Brexit, a decision which they fear would trigger a massive crisis across the continent. Read more: Germany terrified of Brexit, no deal could trigger massive crisis. UK is responsible. Brexit news. Scholz admitted nobody is prepared for a no-deal Brexit. Image Bloomberg Getty. The Director General of the Federation of German Industry, Joachim Lang, said, "A chaotic Brexit is getting dangerously close. Business on both sides of the English Channel are hanging in the air. The priority must be to avoid a hard Brexit. British politics has to live up to this responsibility. The cohesion of the EU 27 is the top priority for the German industry. We support the EU's negotiating line. The ball is in London's court." Chancellor Angela Merkel on Monday appeared to extend an olive branch to Theresa May when she urged Brussels to be open to creative solutions to substitute the controversial Irish backstop. Speaking during a press conference with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in Tokyo, Chancellor Merkel said, "There are definitely options for preserving the integrity of the single market even when Northern Ireland isn't part of it, because it is part of Britain, while at the same time meeting the desire to have, if possible, no border controls." With just 49 days to go until the UK leaves the EU, some of the 30,000 companies across the English Channel who export to Britain are trying to be one step ahead of the expected chaos by taking contingency measures. Thierry Pauch, chief economist of France's Agriculture Chambers of Commerce, admitted the news from Brussels is not good, referring to the EU decision to stubbornly dig in its heels and refuse to renegotiate the Brexit deal. Mr. Pauch said it is paving the way for a nightmare scenario, which would see major EU exporters to Britain shut out of the UK market if duties rise. He told The Telegraph, "Given recent events, everyone anticipates a hard Brexit, and in that case, there is a lack of preparedness due to the fact that we don't know what customs duties the UK will apply. As a WTO member, there are indications that customs duties will be upwards of 30% on dairy products, beef and sugar, for example, and on pork, poultry, fish and grain, between 10 and 30%. But these are just estimations. We are sure of nothing."